Greetings from Dr. Eileen O'Connor, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I found that you can get scenes. And one of them is if you're in Spokes. I'm in Spoke right now, and I'm in projects. When I go to create a new project, I'm shown quite a number of scenes. Now, these scenes have been featured. Let me point this out up here. Featured under new projects, so they are supposedly pretty useful and pretty doable. But I have found even some problems with these. So one way is to find the featured ones, or you can go to all that have been submitted. Now this is very open source, which means a lot of people can be submitting things. Some of these work well. Some that I found I've downloaded, they don't work well. And when you go to try to publish them, I've gotten error messages that haven't even allowed me to publish them. But I've also found some very beautiful ones this way. So I'm just scrolling down with my mouse wheel to find some of what's available that way. So you can use any of these as your starting point for the scene that you're going to create. And it saves a lot of work unless you're quite artistic. And you can often supplement what's there. You can also go in from Hubs itself and create a room that way. And I found that I go back and forth between the two, find ways to save things. You have to be experimental here, dim-witted, and willing to try. So I'm just going through the entering stage here. Okay, this is the initial room they give me. I could use that. And it has the benefit of familiar settings for people. But I can also choose a scene over here. And this shows me some of the same, but also some different features and different areas. And I've found I've really enjoyed some of these the most. You can click this icon, and unfortunately, because I put Pinterest as my bookmarking every time I go up here, but in the upper right, there is an icon that allows me to make a copy of this, and it can then be saved. So sometimes I have found environments that I've liked even better this way. I'm going to pull this up so that you can see there are a number of islands that are available, and you would play back and forth until you found the type of setting that you want, and you can now turn it into a scene from Spoke. But what I have found is sometimes things, okay, it's changing the scene to foggy lakes, but it can be a little glitchy. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so you would continue to play with this, and as with other things, you could share it out. But if you want to develop it, you really want to go over to Spoke and see if this particular scene is something you can bring in, and then see if it's something you can publish without too many errors. So play with it initially before you invest too much time. Make sure it's publishable, but you can find some interesting settings that have already been developed. So thank you.